This is 4D part 2. You've created the basic layout of this new reservation form, and now we're going to look at showing the evidence of how the checkout date was validated and screenshot evidence of actually running that validation with some invalid data. So this is what we've done already, and now we're going to focus on this requirement where the checkout date must be at least 1 day after the check-in date. So we'll have a look at our design view. The first thing that we need to do is we need to let the computer know that these are going to be containing dates. So we'll change the format to be a short date. And then we're going to need to make reference. This is the we need to make reference to a check-in date. This is a field that we're going to be looking at and making sure it's at least a day after this. So in other words, it's at least bigger than the check-in date. We're going to be making reference to this, and we don't want to. If we click on all, you can see it's called text1. We don't really want to be making reference to it as text1. So I'm going to call this form check-in date, so that when we make reference to whatever value is in there, okay, it will be making reference to form check-in date. Now we can actually create the validation. So if we go to the checkout date and we go to data, here's where we put our validation rule. Basically it's got to be 1 day after, so it's got to be bigger than. So not greater than or equal to, but greater than, and then we can put in the form check-in date, and there you go, you can select it from the list. And we'll have a look and see if that works. So we'll put in a date. This is the date I'm producing them. Let's try the same date, and it should say when I move off, there we go, it's come up with an error message. The error message is a bit awkward to understand, so we can actually put in a customized error message. So we'll change this now here. So we'll have a customized error here, a customized message here, checkout date must be at least 1 day after check-in. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll make that a little bit wider. We're going to screenshot so that it shows that the check-in date is selected, and it also shows that this bit here, the validation rule and the validation text, is also been selected. So we'll screenshot that bit. Then we're going to actually run view this and run the validation. So we're going to show what happens if we put some invalid data in, so anything before or on the same date. And there's the error message, and we're going to screenshot this area here and annotate to say what we put in and the error message that came up. That's the end of 3D part 2.